I'm talking now. Can you hear me? You can hear both? Excellent. Okay. Now that that's all sorted out, I don't know what happened. So I changed a couple of settings, and for some reason, it just shut off my entire computer. Like fans, everything. The whole thing just decided to nuke itself. So now you guys have to tell me if the game is too loud, because it probably will be. Let's see. Yuri's still in P on. Evan Bryans has jumped up to P3. Duty's in P4. Adam Explorer in P5. Now turn down the volume on the game. I'm so I'm sorry. I'll put it back to 3. That's what it was on originally. That's why I said this is crazy loud in my eardrums. I'm sorry. That's actually rich. Okay, who's currently on a lap? Super Tech. I believe Super Tech is on a lap. Nope, he's invalidated. Is Affinity? Nope. Is Adam on a lap? Is Highwire on a lap? Anybody? Highwire is on a lap. Adam Explorer is not on the lap. So we're going to stick with Highwire. Highwire currently sits in P9. I believe Highwire was the one who was in second place earlier. So the board has shifted up a little bit. Katie has dropped all the way down to P11. Tanner Duran is 13th. Supertech is 14th. And Taylor O'Brien, who was on pole at one point, is all the way down to 15th. Candy Floss has not even set a lap yet. Yoshi has retired. Sheehan and Shout B retired early on. We knew that already. So they will be starting from the back. This is only a short qualifying session, so we will not have two different like for qualifying 1, 2, and 3. So what you see is what you're gonna get. This is it, and they have 57 laps to make up for whatever mistakes they made in this session. So Sheldon B, Sheehan, and So Yoshi are not out. I don't know what Highwire is doing. I thought Highwire is on the lap, but I think Tanadran is finally getting ready to start a legitimate lap. So let's see what Tanadran would do. Not super fresh hard mediums, but fresh enough to get another lap going. Let's see how he takes turn 1. And maybe a little slower than he would have liked, but not bad. Using that boost all the way down this straightaway into the next section. There is a little bit of traffic up ahead. I don't believe those two are on laps. A little bit of lifting. Do not invalidate on that turn. That was very close. That turn out of Sector 1 is notorious for invalidations. And I'm wondering if we're going to see a lot of corner cutting penalties because of this. It's very concerning indeed. I think turn one in that section, I believe that's turn 1, 2, 3. I believe that's turn 5. Turn 5 is like notorious for corner cutting penalties / invalidations. So I'm actually concerned. Like I said, there's a lot of time in this race. There's going to be a lot of time for these drivers to make up for any mistakes they made in qualifying, and plenty of positions. There's definitely going to be at least 3 stops, I think. Maybe they'll be able to stretch out a pair of hards, but this track is absolutely going to destroy the tire wear as KSK Sneck has just taken pole. Is Tanadran? No, Tanadran makes it the final corner. If Tanadran nailed that corner, I think he may have taken, at the very least, second. Unfortunately, it's only going to get him up to 13th, but who else is on a fast lap right now? Duty has just started a fast lap. Is there anybody else that's... Yuri is improving on their lap time right now. We're going to stick with them. A couple drivers are coming across the line. Will we see any jumps? Highwire has just finished a lap with a 131.1. Herbie has just finished with a 138. Yuri, in my eyes, is the main driver I want to keep the focus on, because the last time I did commentary, this dude was dominating every single race. Like, I mean, every single race. There was some great competition between him, Sheldon B. Katie was a great driver. I remember Highwire was pretty good. I feel like I remember O'Brien too, but Yuri for sure is a driver we're going to keep an eye on as he rounds out these last couple of corners. Is it going to be enough to take P1? Looking at it, I think it might just be enough Yuri is going to take pole with a 129.2, but he is not the last one on a lap. Duty is also on a lap of 129.6, also a decent time. Noel rounding the final corner. Noel does not have enough to take P1. Will it be enough to get in the top 10? It is not. A 131.4 for Noel. Well, from what we saw, I mean, that was a good qualifying session. I was quite entertained. I do apologize for the technical difficulties. I'm not sure what what the issue was. I'm glad I fixed it, but hopefully we don't have to see anybody bottle today. Not again, anyway. But Sheldon be starting from the very back, potentially looking to do a last to first today. Sheldon be also working without a teammate today. I just realized that. Infinity candy flop. Snack, Yuri, and Infinity are the ones to watch. Okay. Infinity candy flop is crazy. All right. Well, here I'm going to quickly try to get through all the standings. Here we go. The race director. No tires and whatnot. Any incidents? Jeez, look how many invalidations there were. That is absolute insanity. I believe there's about a 5-minute grace period before drivers are allowed to ready up. I think so. That's how it used to be anyway. We are in store for a phenomenal race today, though. The top 10 was all decently close in time. Why am I in race strategy? Why am I on the track? Why am I a driver? Hello? All right, everybody. Welcome to the Throttle to Your Bottle commentator competition, where I'm going to get last place because I am garbage. So I'm going to leave and rejoin. I need another invite. Why did it do that? Why did it put me in a car? Well, no. If I pull into the pits and retire, we'd miss. Oh. If I pulled into the pits and retired, we would have missed the first race. Or the first lap. And the first lap is going to have chaos. Plus, I've also had issues where I've done that before, and it's kicked me out. Like, it's when I've retired into the pits, it just automatically brings out a safety car. And I'd rather not interfere. So now I'm spectating. There we go. So I click spectate. Let's make sure we do this right. Yoshi does not want to compete today, evidently. That's funny. I haven't driven in a league race in years. It felt like Green Goblin looking at his mask. I would have been Sheldon B's teammate. It was a Red Bull. So Sheldon B would have had a teammate, but to be honest, I think he would have been better off not having a teammate, because I'm just as bad as not having one to begin with. So trust me, you are way better off just you're way better off just dealing with the no teammate situation. I am what they call a moving chicane. Especially since I've never driven this track before. So Yuri is currently leading the Drivers' Championship with Monkey close behind, Brian in third, Sheldon in fifth, and Noel in fifth. Or Sheldon in fourth, Noel in fifth. That's English. Infinity is an 11. Okay, okay. Now I'm caught up to speed. So Haas, what world are we living in? Haas is first place. What is this? Alpine is second. Cadillac is third. Oh, Aston Martin's in last. Okay, so it's not, the world isn't completely going backwards. But Haas in first. What is this? Top 10 things that never happened. Yikes. This is quite the peculiar scenario. And I was singing Yuri's praises and commentary. And the first thing he does is invalidate a lap. If that's not commentator's curse, I don't know what is. Hello. That we're waiting until they start. So I left the lobby and rejoined. So there shouldn't be a car anymore. Yeah. Okay. All right. 5 red lights. And away we go. Yuri's going to lead us into turn 1. Sneck goes behind with Brian Evans following. Oh, please don't wreck each other in turn 1. Yuri's going to sneak by everyone else. Sneck is going to get away just fine. Brian Evans, Duty, Infinity Candy Floss, all bundled up in one big pack. There is a yellow flag in the back. I think that might be the AI in question. I'm not quite sure. But look at them jumbled up, rounding out into the death chicane, as I'm going to title it. Oh my goodness, there's contact. I believe that was Fortis getting spun around. Holy cow. Okay, everybody's involved in this one. That was a major collision. I think there may be is there a safety car? There's no safety car. There was 4 cars involved. James has major damage. Tanadran has damage. I believe Sheldon does as well. Look at this fight between Brian Evans and Infinity Candy Floss. Coming out of the long right-hander, going down the main straightaway. Not the main straightaway, into the next set of turns. Yuri already starting to try and build a comfortable gap. These drivers, I don't know if Yuri just has a solid pace, like above everyone else. I know he has, obviously he has pole, but I just feel like he just started cruising around. He got off of that getaway very, very, very easily and didn't have any issues. I don't know what is happening with the game audio. Okay, so we're gonna avoid the T-cam for a little bit. I don't know what was up with that sound, but I'm hoping those 2 cars on the back of the track are going to leave soon. I don't know what that's about, but Yuri is going to lead the race for the time being. There's small packs forming. I'm going to try to quickly pull up the tires everyone's on, the telemetry, the lap data, and I'm going to keep it on interval for now. So the majority of the race is actually on softs, believe it or not. It's a lot of soft runners, a lot of medium waters, and only 4 drivers opted to go for the hards. There's a possible strategy. They could go hard, hard, soft. They could go medium, hard, hard. But either way, you're going to have to make pit stops. There's no way. Obviously, you're going to have to make pit stops. We're going to have to make 3 pit stops. I don't know if there is a way that they can make a 2-stop this time around, unless there is multiple safety cars, which is very well possible. And to be completely honest with you, I'm surprised that first incident wasn't a safety car, because there was at least 3 cars involved, and the only one that pitted throughout that entire incident was James. And I believe I mentioned earlier, I'm almost positive Tanadrin had front wing damage, and he didn't go to fix it. So that's peculiar. Oh, geez. James has already gotten our first time penalty. I'm not sure how many drivers. I'm going to quickly check while there isn't anything going on. If there's any. Obviously, there's a lot of. Oh, my lord. Look at all these track limit warnings. There are a lot of track limit warnings. Yuri already has one as well. KSK Sneck setting a 134.1 as the fastest lap of the race for the time being. But again, there's plenty of time for these lap times to improve and to make up these spaces. This is definitely a marathon and not a sprint, people. Do not do anything crazy. Sneck also opted to start on the mediums along with many of the other drivers, and the other drivers that started on hards had the potential to put on those mediums later on, and they could set faster lap times as well. Ooh, Yuri with a little bit of a snap coming out of that turn. I don't know. I wish there was a way I could see the tire wears. Adam and Maki are going neck and neck. Look at this battle right here. I really don't like whatever the game is doing with the audio on the T-Cam. It's like, it is horrible. I don't know if the game is like bugged and it just doesn't know what to do. But they're all doing it. It's very strange. I'm still going to try to use a variance in the cameras so we can get better views of the fights and whatnot, but I don't know why that audio glitch is happening. It's very unfortunate. Anyway, once again, Yuri leading comfortably so far. The gap, actually, I say comfortably, but the gap is like, it's like going up and down. I'm not seeing Yuri pull away as much as I expected. Sneck is doing a great job keeping up. Like I said last lap, Sneck does have the fastest lap of the race so far. And once again, oof, Infinity Candy Floss is going to set the fastest lap on lap 4. So do keep in mind, I believe the fastest lap in qualifying was a 129.4. I think that's what it was, if I remember correctly. And so far, everyone's setting like a 133. We're seeing an average of like a 134 so far. And I am going to go ahead and pull up. I'm going to try to pull up the fastest laps in the meantime. We only have one 3-second time penalty for the time being, and as I say that, of course, a second one pops up. I'm sorry, Herbie. I just had to say that right when I switched to Herbie. As soon as I switch to him, he gets a penalty. So we're 4 laps in. We've got 2 drivers with penalties. Both of these drivers have opted to not start on the softs. And again, there is so much time in this race. I mean, we're talking an hour and a half of racing at least left. And we're catching up to James, who I don't know if James is an AI or what's going on, but he's going very, very slowly. Hopefully he gets out the way. I didn't see anything that said he disconnected, so I'm really not quite sure what that's about. I guess we'll see. Hopefully the drivers will be able to overtake him safely and there won't be any issues. I'm thinking maybe he'll just go into the pits or something if he is an AI. No, he doesn't. Okay. Well, I'm not sure what's happening there. Tanadrin is way in the back. I think a couple of drivers have potentially made some pit stops. I'm going to go into the back of the grid a little bit, see if we can get some action. There is a yellow flag. One of the Hasses is in the wall. Taylor O'Brien is in the wall. I'm not sure if there's any contact made. I'm trying to check and see if there was damage, but the game is not letting me switch cameras for some reason. Does Taylor have any damage? I don't think he does. But I do believe, as I said earlier, some pit stops were made. We're seeing Sheehan and Sheltonby going at it. Fortis just made a move on Adam Explorer and got the move done. Going to carry up to the front of the grid. Look at this pack up here. We're seeing 2 wide between Fortis and Herbie as they head into the turn right after the death chicane. This is where we're going to see a lot of slingshotting. I think it's going to be a lot harder to do these repetitive, or these rapid overtakes back to back on this track. And I'm honestly surprised I haven't seen any moves done. And this turn is coming out of the turn. We're going to see Herbie try to make a move on Adam Explorer. He is seemingly going to get it done. Maybe not. I think Adam Explorer is just barely going to hold on around the outside and hold on to this position. Herbie again trying to maybe use some of that boost to get around. I know he's going to back off wisely. And Maki is going to pick up a 3-second time penalty. Some of the greatest battles in F125 have come from this 26 DLC, and it is very, very entertaining to watch. It's very, very good stuff. Just keeping you updated on the gaps as well. Yuri and Sneck's gap has basically stayed the same. It stays between the 500th and 600th marks. Brian Evans in third place is going to get a penalty. Someone just slammed into the wall as Herbie is again going to try to make that move on Adam Explorer. He is going to get it done this time and cut the corner. That's definitely going to be a warning for Herbie. I don't know how many warnings that he is on. Before this is going to use that boost. Active arrow. Candy Floss has just picked up a time penalty. We've got 5 drivers with time penalties so far. All 3 seconds as far as I believe. I don't think anyone's picked up 2 quite yet. No one's picked up 2 quite yet. But I did want to see how many pit stops have been made. Hazas Productions has just got a time penalty. James has pitted twice. No one else has pitted. So I'm wondering if that interaction, that crash from earlier happened. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. It was a yellow flag. I'm not sure what that was about. But I'm wondering if nobody else got damaged from that crash but James. There was like 4 or 5 cars involved. I know Katie was one of them. But Katie is up into P15. I think she's down on where she qualified, unfortunately. But Sneck is still racing hard behind Yuri. I think they're just training each other forward. They're starting to pull a gap. Sneck, Evans, and Yuri are starting to pull a gap to Infinity Candy Floss. Is someone, I think, yeah, Candy Floss is in the wall. Candy Floss has just put himself in the wall. No front wing. And as from what what was that? I think we're going to see a safety car, and that is exactly what's happened. Candy Floss just threw himself into the wall. I'm not sure why. I understand being frustrated, as we have a multitude. I'm sorry, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. We have a multitude of drivers in the pits. Monkey's in the pits. Adam is in the pits. Fortis, Hazaz, Highwire, Sheldonby, and Maki's gonna get held up in the pits. Actually, I think maybe serving some of these penalties. Oh wait, they can't serve time penalties in the, not the whatchamacallit, the pit, the corner cutting penalties. But what I was trying to say was, I'm not sure why. I don't think that was a rage quit by Candy Floss. At least I hope not. I understand the frustration of a broken wing, but it's only lap 7 of 50 laps left to go. It's just an odd, I don't know. I guess I can't talk. I've rage quitted for less, so. Anyway, we've got a multitude of drivers on the hards now. Basically the entire second half of the grid. I think, oh yeah, James's race is essentially over. He's fallen in line with the safety car in 19th. It's unfortunate, but I don't know. There's not much he could do. Still don't know what happened to him at the beginning of that race other than that crash. I wish I had caught that. I did not see the beginning of it, the cause. So I'm not sure who the offender was or what happened, but I think Duty at the very least has to pit here. I don't think Yuri, Sneck, or Evans will, but I have a pretty good feeling Duty is probably going to pit here, because I feel like on a track like this, the softs would get absolutely shredded. I think that Sneck is going to go to the pits. Duty is going to the pits, unsurprisingly, as we have another lap of safety car. Let's see what tires Sneck is going to go on. Potentially the hards. Or not. Sneck is just going to drive. Wait, what? Dude, I'm losing my mind. I don't know what I thought was happening. I thought Duty was about to exit the pits. Sneck had to get a new front wing put on. And Sneck is going to go on the hards. Duty's going to go on the hards. And Yuri, Brian, Herbie, Sheehan, and Noel are all going to stay out. James is on track 3rd place, but actual position wise, he is 18th. So I'm hoping he's not going to hold up actual 3rd place Herbie too bad. I mean, realistically, he'll just get out the way, but someone said driver in the way award. Oh my gosh. Well, Sheldon B, who was in last, has made his way up into 10th place. Sheehan, another driver who retired in qualifying, is in 4th place now. No, I don't know what the strategies of. I don't know what everyone's strategy is going to be. Everyone has made pit stops this race at this point, except for the leaders. Or I guess just the top 5 and Tanager. And Tanager has opted to stay out, which again, I was almost positive he had damage. So I'm not sure. I wish I had I can't wait to review the collisions and stuff, like the reports after this race, because clearly we missed something. Safety car is heading into the pits as we speak. How does Yuri take this restart? The 2 drivers behind him, not including the lap. Well, actually, literally all 3 of the drivers behind him all have penalties. Yuri's going to go ahead and get a lightning start from the grid. That was an incredible start for Yuri. Brian Evans using as much boost as he can to catch up. James is going to move out of the way wisely. I think they're going to take turn 1 just fine. There is a lockup, but no one's going to make any wrecks. There's not going to be any damage. I saw some side-by-side action from the McLarens, but I think everything is going to be okay. Yuri and Brian with an incredible start. Herbie is now a second behind them both, and Sheehan is catching up. As I almost saw a move. Adam is trying to make a move on the outside of Noel. He is going to get it done. What an incredible move. That was a beautiful switchback. I'm seeing another move getting done in the back. Some wings, front wings flying away. I believe that was the front wing of Maki. Does Maki have any damage? I don't believe so. I know that name. I know the name Maki. I don't know where I know it from, but I know it. Is Maki in Creator Series? I'm sorry. I just had like a mind-boggling moment. I think Maki might be in Creator Series. I'm almost, or maybe I'm thinking of Meraki. That's what it is. I'm thinking of Jake. Anyway. All right. Herbie is going to lock up once again. We've already seen one driver lock up and head into the wall. I'm hoping we don't have to see something like that again for the rest of this race. But that gap is finally coming down. Sheehan, Herbie, they're trying to catch up to the 2 up front of Evans and Yuri. Evans and Yuri are not going to be going head-to-head like that. I think Noel just let Maki by. Not having enough speed. As there's another driver, I believe that is Noel trying to get ahead, or I'm sorry, Highwire trying to get ahead of Norris. Fortis, I thought Fortis, the old man, was going to make a move on the inside. Hire is going to pick up a penalty. Fortis definitely just picked up a warning. We will take a peek at the warnings in just a minute. I'm seeing more action happen behind Katie trying to get around Hazas Racing Productions. Dude, this audio is horrible. I don't know what is up with this game. Again, no moves being made around this long right-hander. It reminds me, it's like the polar opposite of the one in Zandvoort, as I'm seeing 2 drivers go side by side. That's Noel and Fortis. Fortis is going to make the move around the inside of Noel. Supertech is going to get a penalty. And now I'm going to go ahead and pull up the penalties. So these are the drivers that all have a 3-second time penalty. That'll be Brian Evans, Herbie, Maki, Highwire, Hazas, Supertech, and obviously Brian, whose race is effectively over anyway. And James has just picked up a second. Oh man, he's just picked up a second time penalty. This poor guy. Highwire is going to get overtaken by Fortis. I think Highwire is going to have enough battery to make this move again on the straight, though. If I had to guess, is he going to do it? He's going to try. I don't know if he'll have the speed for it. I don't think he will. He's just going to back off and let him have it. Recharge that battery. That's probably a smart decision. Another 3-second time penalty from Maki. 6 seconds now up in P6. It's not looking good for these drivers. I mean, Herbie has just picked up a second time penalty as well. Why is it every time I mention time penalties, Herbie gets another one? Like, every time I switch to his camera view and say that, it's like, oh, Herbie's got another 3-second time penalty. So we got 3 drivers with 6 seconds, but the rest of them have only 3. I'm going to go down to the back part of the grid. I see some fighting happening back here. The Aston Martin of Sneck is trying to get around Hazard's possessions. The Sneck is trying to hold it around the outside. I don't think he's going to get it. No, he's not. I think Hazard's had just enough boost, but Sneck is going to go for it again up the inside. And I think he is going to get it done. Holy smokes. What was that? Why did Sneck just do that? I heard contact going into the wall, but that 1000% looked intentional. That was the most Noah Gragson move I have ever seen. That was like, that is 1000% going to, that has to be some kind of penalty. I don't know. Benefit of the doubt says he lost control of his car and tried to snap it and catch it. I mean, either way, that would still be a penalty in my eyes. But I don't know. That seemed a little bit personal. Anyway, Sheldon B is going to be attempting to make a move on Noel, I believe. Maybe not. Yeah, lifting early, backing off, saving some energy charge for this upcoming straight where he has S mode and the boost. Noel not going to be able to do anything about it, trying to use the boost to hold him off. They are not going to be able to as they head into the death chicane. Sheldon B is going to come out on top and get a penalty. Sheldon B just cut the corner and got a 3-second time penalty. So again, one of the fastest drivers on the grid is once again going to handicap himself with mistakes. And it's so unfortunate too, because that was a beautiful run, as I think Sneck might have a move set up here on Noah as well if he doesn't throw himself in the wall again. Keep in mind, Sneck should have some kind of wing damage, or either Sneck or Hazas does. I don't think anyone's in the pits. Sneck is going to make a very, very easy overtake around the outside of Noel. I'm going to go ahead and put these penalties away and get back to the tires. Hazas did get damaged. That's who was damaged after that last interaction and ended up in the wall and has switched to the medium tires. So the majority of the grid, once again, is all on hards. But Yuri Evans, Herbie, and Sheehan are all on 11-lap old tires. Gosh, I really wish we could see what the grades were like. Whoa, that was a major snap by Sneck just now. That was a bit ugly. We're going to see a move on the inside. I think Highwire is going to try to get around. Woo, Fortis just barely squeezing him out, but Fortis is still going to fight him side by side, wheel to wheel, using all of that battery and energy he can. It's not going to be enough. But will he make the dive heading into the death chicane and potentially get himself a penalty? He may have picked up a warning, didn't get a penalty. Highwire is going to hit the wall. Explorer is going to get a penalty. I believe that's a 9-second penalty now. Fortis trying to hold around the outside, losing the grip a little bit, is not going to be able to make the move, but they're still fighting neck and neck. He's right behind him through these corners. The cars behind him catching up. That would be Sheldon B and Sneck. I think Sheldon B was getting ready to try and make a move, but this is just like, did you see that move up the inside by Sneck? And Sneck is going to go for another one around the outside of Fortis. Trying to get back-to-back moves coming out of that long right-hand turn. That overtake was very reminiscent of, I know this is going to sound like a silly reference, but I need you to bear with me. That scene in Cars 2 where Lightning McQueen goes to the outside and Francesco Bernoulli goes up his inside. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but that was literally what that turn looks like to me. Keeping you updated on the gaps again, Yuri and Brian are containing a remaining consistent gap. As Sneck almost loses it once again, and then he's going to have to cop up a position to Shaldeby. He is going to have overtake boost. I don't know if it's going to be worth it to use it. He used as much of it as he could and then started saving again. But what I was going to say was Yuri is keeping a consistent gap with Brian Evans. They keep going between the 0.3 and 0.6 range, but no overtakes are happening. They're just trailing each other along as P5 slips further and further away. Fortis is trying to keep up with Highwire as best as he can. They're going to be overtaking each other, slingshotting back and forth. We should maybe see some pit stops here soon. I'm thinking lap 17, potentially. We have no idea of knowing what the tire will look like. It's a ZAS Productions, so it's a 133.6 in that Audi. All the way down to P16 on a pair of mediums, mind you. Right back on that battle with Sean to be Snake and Fortis. They're trying to catch up. Or, I'm sorry, Highwire Sean to be Snake and Fortis. I wonder if their battle is going to allow Katie to catch up. Katie is on 7-lap old hards. Tanadran is on 13-lap old hards as well. None of the leaders are going to be pitting this lap around as Maki has overtaken Adam Explorer. Adam Explorer just threw himself into the wall trying to get into the pits. So we're going to see a front wing change for Adam. I don't know what tires he's going to go on. In fact, he's not going to go on any tires because the only tire he's going to go on is retire. So Adam Explorer is now out of the race. I'm not sure. I don't know if the pit entry thing was a rage quit or what's going on, but Herbie has just picked up another time penalty. Sneck is trying to get around the outside of Shawnaby once again. He is going to get the move done. He's going to be able to get a second position here. I don't think he is. Not quite yet. Oh, almost picking up a... I don't know if that was a warning or not. It may have been. That would have been a very unfortunate situation to get a warning in because there was a lot of bumping into the death chicane. So I'm not quite sure if that's what... if they got a warning or not. I saw the gap between Brian Evans and Yuri go up to a second now as Herbie gets spun out. Maybe I should just stop looking at Herbie's camera because every time I look at this dude's camera, something bad is always happening. I don't believe he picked up any damage from that, thankfully. Shawnaby has just made a move on Highwire. Duty's just made a move on Tanadrin. Katie has finally caught up to the group and made a move on Highwire. His ass Possessions has just picked up a 10-second penalty. What is going on? His ass is a 13-second. Herbie has 9 seconds. Jeez Louise, guys, what is happening? Super Tech has just retired from the session, and there's another safety car. I saw a wing on the track. This is an ideal situation for your... What is happening? Okay, my game is bugging. My game is bugging very bad with the drivers in the pick. Sheldon B has gotten a 10-second time penalty for a collision with Sneck. So now we've got 2 drivers with a 13-second time penalty, unfortunately. Maki has opted to stay out. And let's see what tires they're all switching to. So Maki is staying out on 9-lap old hards. Fortis as well. Yuri's going to go on their first set of hards. Katie did not pit. Highwire didn't pit. Brian Evans is going on the hards. Sheehan is going on the mediums. Sneck has opted for the softs and fixed that wing damage as well. So while we have a moment, let's go ahead and take a peek at the race director and see what incidents we have. So does Yuri have more than one? So Yuri has 1 corner cutting warning so far. I don't... let's see if they have 2. Jeez Louise. So Yuri only has 1 corner cutting so far. Brian already has a penalty. Yeah, this has been a rough race so far. Already seems the front. James has gotten 2 front wing repairs. Hazas has fixed the front wing. Sneck has. Super Tech has. Hazas has. Super Tech again. 2 times needing to fix that front wing. Sneck a 2nd time with the front wing. And this has been a rough race. I knew it was potentially going to be crazy because this track is just rough. Super Tech has bended into the pit lane, is what he said in the chat. It's unfortunate stuff. I got fed up of damage. Yeah, that's understandable. Super Tech did change. Didn't you change your wing like twice? Isn't that what that said? Got pit stops for Super Tech. And then there, 1 front wing change, 2 front wing change. Yeah, I understand, man. It's not. It is what it is. Happens to the best with us. We entered the race with technically 20 drivers. Ignore that poor, sad Indigo Star Gaming at the bottom. I was never meant to compete, but the mask almost chose me. The Red Bull want me to drive for them so bad. They knew I'd be in first place right now. I would be leading the safety car right now, and not because I was a lap car that got caught up behind the safety car. Obviously. Uh-oh. Okay. One of the issues I'm having with this... Oh, what is going on back there? Look like Sheehan getting into the back of Duty. No wing damage. I'm seeing, like, pieces of debris fly everywhere, but it looks like the game is low-key just lying to me. Because every time I look, there's no wings. But Maki and Fortis opting to stay out on those 10-lap old hards. I guess they're trying to bank on another safety car. I believe there's only one more that can happen this race. I think, or is it two more? So, 4 of the 5 drivers in the top 5 have 10-lap old hards. Which means Yuri and Brian have a significant advantage heading into this restart. Maki also, I believe, is the one that has a 6-second penalty. Yeah, Maki is a 6-second time penalty. And they're going to warm up their tires now. All right. Maki not quite ready to gun it, choosing to hold off just a little bit longer. There we go. Maki's going to lead us off lap 18 as we start, or restart, I almost said as we start the next lap. Believe it or not, the 2 Williams are leaving the race. I didn't even peep that. The 2 teammates are going to be leaving the race, both on old hards. I wonder what their strategy is going to be. Who's going to pit first? They both need to make a stop again. They can get off those old hard tires. As Yuri's going to be, for sure, trying to make a move on one of them. But if I remember correctly, Yuri is quite the conservative driver and is not one to go for crazy dives or anything like that. So if they have the pace, I believe Yuri is just going to sit behind. As we have got another yellow flag. I saw someone around. I'm not sure what it is. Is it Tanagen? It's not, but we've got a big pack back there. Fighting back and forth. I'm going to try to keep it on Yuri for now. I don't think... If Fortis and Maki have the pace, Yuri will likely not be going for any moves. Because Yuri is not a very aggressive driver. That is like one of the main things I remembered. I did see, I believe that was Katie on the outside of someone. Maybe it wasn't. I'm trying to keep an eye on the top half of the grid. But I just don't see Yuri making any moves anytime soon. It really is 100% dependent on the pace of the drivers ahead. Because like even there was a very easy dive bomb that could have been made. It isn't happening. But I think the Williams are going to start to hold each other up. It all depends on who between Maki and Fortis is better on these old tires. Maybe Yuri's going to wait to use the battery here. Yes, he is. He's going to go ahead and use that battery. Not a whole lot, just a little push to keep up. Brian Evers is going to make a move on Kitty Katie, who is also on 12-lap old hards. These old tires are going to start showing their wear very soon, because this was around where they were before the safety car. Yeah, Yuri is trying to make that move around the inside of Fortis. He's not going to go 2 for 2 though, get a buy one get one free. He's just going to get around Fortis, as Katie has just picked up, I believe, her first time penalty for multiple warnings, and Yuri also may have just gotten a time penalty. We can look very, 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 very quickly. Let's see. Did Yuri pick up another warning there? No, he did not. Holy crap. Tanagen has just picked up a 10-second time penalty for a collision with Noel. What is going on over here? Major crash. Tanagen is retired. Noel is still in this one. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe Noel is looking to retire as well. No, Noel has half a wing missing. I feel like I've missed every single crash. Well, this is good for Maki and Fortis. Maki and Fortis are definitely going to have to pit. Katie should be able to pit. Highwire is going to pit now. Duty and Taylor O'Brien should do the same realistically. There's just no point in trying to stretch these tires out any longer. They've served their purpose, and they are very fortunate that the safety car came out when it did. Because I think double stacking, well, obviously, double stacking under a... double stacking under a safety car is a significantly better position to be in than doing it during the race, which I don't think they would have done. I'd like to think they'll communicate, as they're not even going to do that because Fortis is going to stay out. Maybe they'll go around one time and then make the pit stop, but I'm not sure why you would wait, because other drivers are pitting too. Now Maki's gone for another set of hards. Katie is on to a set of hards. Any other drivers pitting? O'Brien is obviously pitting, like I said. Probably going to go to a set of mediums, I think. I think the only tire O'Brien hasn't been on yet is the mediums, if I remember correctly. We'll see shortly. They're definitely fixing that front wing. No, they're going on another set of hards. Okay. James is in the pit again. Not that it matters. Poor James. I feel so bad for this dude. I don't even know what happened to him. Like, I don't know what... I know he was involved in that crazy crash earlier, but I don't know what happened that he ended up all the way, like, getting lapped and stuff. I know he had to pit to change his front wing, which took a while, but there have been numerous drivers who have had to do that exact same thing and did not. They've been in worse crashes than that, and they have not had to change their front wing. Candy Floss has just left the session. I think he was already DNF'd by this point, though. So I don't think... Well, actually, is the safety car in this lap? If it is, Fortis is in trouble. I don't think it is, though. I guess we're going to see. Or no, I think it would have said it by now. Yeah, okay. So this would be Fortis' time to hit the pit lane, if he's going to. I don't know why he wouldn't. And Highwire should have as well. Oh, Duty. Okay, so Duty also, like I said, Duty pitted, went for the mediums. This would be when I would pit if I was Fortis. Truly, if I'm being honest, I would have double stacked. But, I mean, I guess the best strategy is just not having one at all and staying out on track. Fourteen lap old hards. Picking places. Highwire gonna pit? Nope. Alright, I mean, maybe they're, I think, you know what? I think they're playing the long game. Stretching the tires out as fast as possible. As, oh, look at the game. The game is so polite. It's trying to give people straight mode under a safety car. I'm sure they will be utilizing that very wisely as they speed up so joyfully to catch up to the safety car. Imagine if the safety car had straight mode. Can you guys imagine like GT3s with straight mode and active aero and the crazy ERS that F1 cars have? Like, imagine NASCAR with that stuff. Actually, DRS in NASCAR would be bad. It'd be really bad, actually. I don't think there's any reason you would need to open your wing when you rely on the slipstream so much. I must admit, though, I'm still surprised that Fortis will stay out on those 410 lap old tires, but I mean, to each his own. I'm very curious to see if he pits when the safety car goes in. That would be so idiotic. But safety car should be in this lap. Once again, Yuri will be leading us into turn one. I believe Hazasko is the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, with that 133.6, which is crazy. Yeah. Well, you're on those 5 lap old tires. Will be starting us off once again. Let's see if we can make it 3 laps without anybody dying. We have lost 5 drivers already. Once again, not including me at the bottom, because that was a whole accidental error. All right, but Yuri's going to go ahead and start us off heading into that final turn. Boost mode active. We are once again green in Madrid. Fortis is holding on for dear life. There are a couple drivers behind them with significantly faster tires. Highwire also going to be holding on for dear life, using as much space as he can, as he's already looking to potentially get overtaken. There's a yellow flag in the back. I think that's Sheehan. Yeah, Sheehan is spun all the way around. We didn't even make it out of turn 1. We didn't even make it out of turn 1. Was that who was trying? What? Oh, Brian was trying to make a move on Fortis. Like I said, Fortis and Highwire are going to be holding on for absolutely dear life. And I don't see how Highwire is going to be able to keep up, as there's another driver going around. I think that's Sheehan again. Sheehan again, as Herbie is going to go around the outside. Is he going to be able to get it to work on Highwire? Yes, he is. Now it's the 2 drivers, Fortis and Highwire. No, Highwire is still fighting back, trying to get that position back from Herbie. Herbie is going to keep it. But that was a lovely fight to try to hang on. But these tires truly starting to show their life if these drivers cannot hold on. As Sneck is going to give Highwire a bump. What is going on with Sneck? Is this like a known thing? That's the second time I've spectated Sneck and seen questionable overtakes. The 2 drivers behind as well are also going to be fighting. That's Sheldon B, and I think that was Hazas. Yeah, it was. No, Sheldon B and Highwire, actually. Yuri finally setting the fastest lap of the race on hards. Yuri just set the fastest lap of the race on 7-lap old hards. That is actually outrageous. I mean, the previous fastest lap was set by mediums, but still, that's kind of crazy. Drivers are already starting to space out. Brian is losing that time to Yuri, but Fortis isn't doing a bad job keeping up with Brian ahead. Highwire has just picked up another time penalty, also struggling on those old tires. Someone else just it went away immediately, but someone else just picked up a time penalty. And if we go ahead and take a peek at that. So Herbie has a 9-second time penalty. It's not looking good for him. Brian Evans also with the time penalty. I just saw Sneck make a move on Herbie as well. That was a nice move, a great overtake. And yeah, man, these penalties are really going to start hurting people. I mean, they already have aches and pains, but it's really going to hurt when the laps start winding down. Still have somewhere around 30 laps to go. Plenty of time to make up positions and make more moves. But Yuri is really... Maki has just picked up another time penalty as well. I believe that's 6 seconds for Maki. No, it's 9 seconds. Pardon. But now Yuri is pulling away, using a lot of battery. Or, I'm sorry. Yuri's pulling away, saving a lot of battery, actually. Only using it where it cuts, but Brian is burning so much. Fortis has just lost another position to Snick on 8-lap old soft tires. I think Herbie is potentially going to try to make a move on Fortis here. Does he have the speed for it? Fortis is out of battery, but Fortis is going to block him. A late move by Fortis to hold on to that position, but a good move nonetheless. Herbie is going to need to get by him here. I guess what Herbie's trying to do is just get in front to mitigate that penalty, and getting held back by Fortis is definitely hindering him, as Hazas just made a move on Highwire. But it's just interesting because... Uh-oh. Yellow flag. There's a yellow flag. Another huge incident in the back. Sherman, no. Duty. Taylor O'Brien involved once again. O'Brien with huge damage. Not O'Brien. Who has huge damage? Someone does. I saw a major chunk of the front wing is Duty. Duty with another front wing issue. My goodness. Fortis is still under pressure with Herbie behind. This track is like, this track has seen more front wings in an airport. This is getting outrageous, the amount of collisions and penalties and flying pieces, as Herbie's going to lock up as well. Sheldon B is also right behind Herbie and will be likely looking to make a move soon. Both of them with time penalties. Brian Evans setting a 1:33.4 on 9-lap old hards. These lap times make no sense. Herbie is going to overtake Fortis finally and potentially try to build that gap of 10 seconds, which is his time penalty, 9 seconds rather. And Fortis is doing everything he can to hold on, but you can't do much with those tires. I mean, they're almost as old as he is, but he is trying his absolute best. I respect it though. It's just going to be hard. I just don't think he has great pace. Like he had, like if he was on fresh tires, he has the pace to. He has the pace to keep up with some of the better drivers in the league, but it's just so hard to do that when your tires are that worn down. I mean, he's almost coming up on 20 laps. I don't know when he's going to make the pits. Sheldon is going to go ahead and head up the inside of Herbie and get around him. Sheldon, however, Sheldon definitely has better pace than Herbie does. I don't know how to pull up like their average times, if there is a way to do that. Yeah, Sheldon is nearly a second faster than Herbie, or as far as the fastest lap is. I don't know how helpful that is for what I'm trying to show you guys, but like, look, Fortis is still in this fight technically. There's another lockup. Someone just slammed into the wall. I can't tell if that's actually someone slamming into the wall or just the game playing random audio sounds, but it sounds like someone slamming into the wall. As on 10-lap old hards, Yuri sets a 1:33. But look at Fortis. Fortis has absolutely no grip, and the only thing that can save him is boost, and even then his teammate who did pit, Maki, is going to get around him, and maybe Maki is going to be able to string him along. I don't know, they shouldn't be making any moves to each other. I don't think anyone's going to be for a little while. Fortis is going to be using all the boost he has, and I think the boost will help him for like this lap and maybe the next one. But he's going to have to do so much lifting to get the boost back, because the amount of boost that he's going to have to use in order to stay with his teammate is not going to balance out with the amount of time he's losing in the turns with that tire wear. So really, he just needs to pit now. Him and Highwire both. I don't know. I don't think it makes sense to stay out on these tires for this long. I think I understand what he was going for, but I think what he was trying to do is maybe stretch out his tires to the point where he could switch to softs. Maybe. I don't remember what Fortis started on. We can check. I mean, well, actually, Katie is getting ready to make a move on Hazas, potentially. She's gaining a lot of time, and she has 70% boost. I think she's just going to hold off for the time being, but this is the closest battle we have right now. She could make a move on the outside, but she's going to back it off. No, here she is with a beautiful switchback going around the outside. I think she's going to make it stick. She is. A beautiful overtake, a clean move, and she will get the job done. Brian Evans setting a 1:33.2, and Katie just hit the wall. I don't know how she doesn't have damage. She gave the wall a pretty good kiss there. I'm actually shocked that she didn't get damage for that. As they're going to go side by side in the final corner, Katie's going to come out on top. I think he has more boost than she does. No, she doesn't. Or no, he doesn't. He does. Hazas doesn't have more boost than Katie does, and he's going to lift quite a bit into this first turn. There's another yellow flag. Taylor O'Brien has spun around once again and does not have her front wing. Familiar sights. Not sure what's happening with Taylor O'Brien this race, but this has been a very unfortunate and disappointing weekend for him. Maki is trying to look around the outside of Herbie once again. Herbie holding on with those older tires. There's another yellow flag as Maki's going to get the job done. I believe Taylor O'Brien has spun once again. Taylor O'Brien is likely going to get lapped soon, unfortunately. So I think we're going to have our second driver behind a couple laps. Chalabi has now a 4-second gap to Brian Evans. Katie has not, or Katie had made that move on Hazas. There's another yellow flag. I think it's Taylor. Yeah, Taylor is in the wall again. I'm not sure what's going on. Taylor's having a really, oh my goodness. Taylor is having a really rough go of things. Maybe just trying to retire to get this race over with, as he's probably going to get overtaken by his teammate very soon. Yuri with a 2-second gap ahead of Brian Evans. It just stinks because this is, I mean, the Haas team is leading the points right now. Taylor O'Brien. I was trying to look at the standings. I don't know what Taylor O'Brien's username is on the standings, but Haas is in first place. He is going to get out of the way. He's not going to quit this race. He's going to keep going and press on. Just very unfortunate stuff for him that he ended up in this predicament. You see some driver. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. I'm sorry. I do see some drivers starting to catch up. Sheehan has closed the gap to Katie, and Katie is once again on the back of Highwire. Fortis is reaching 22 laps on this same set of hard tires. And honestly, I respect the commitment because Highwire ahead is losing so much grip trying to hold on. I just can't imagine them staying any further as Taylor is going to head into the pits. I don't know. I just have a hard time believing. Like, Sneck is on 12-lap old softs and has gone to the pits before Fortis does on 22-lap old hards. Taylor O'Brien has officially retired from the race now. Sheehan is going to go ahead and make that move on Kitty Katie up her inside. She's not going to defend it. Not much you can do against that. I believe she may have a run heading into the straightaway. I don't think she's going to be able to get the move done, but she will be able to catch up with the slingshot technology. It's a miracle that Yuri has not gotten a penalty yet, because that would be the only thing to set him back. He's driven a clean race so far. Clean, calm, cool, collected, consistent, and not showing any signs of struggle at all. Just keeping that 2-second gap to Brian Evans behind, and yeah, I mean, just doing a great job maintaining that gap. But Sheehan and Highwire going at it side by side. Sheehan around the outside is going to try to make the move work. He is going to make that move work. Just barely caught the last second of that action. Fortis again is still holding on with those old tires. Actually, Fortis on 22-lap hards has caught up to Herbie. Is trying to make a move and is going to stay out again. What is this man's strategy? I have no idea what Highwire and Fortis are doing. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just incompetent on the F126 standards, tire wear standards. This just seems kind of crazy. I mean, the fact that Fortis has caught up to Herbie on tires this old is wild. And it makes me wonder if on 14 laps, the mediums are starting to show issues. If there is a yellow flag, I think the RB has spun out potentially. I think I saw some wing damage. I did. No has wing damage now. Someone says they might be trying a one-stop. I mean, I guess they could. Katie has just picked up another time penalty. The track limits have been quite outrageous, especially in exiting sector 1, as James has picked up another time penalty as well. I'm gonna quickly take a, what was I gonna look at? Oh, the pit stops. So Fortis, I believe, has pitted twice. Let's see, pitted once from medium. So Fortis has gone from medium to hards. That's it. Fortis has gone from medium to hards, and has stayed on these hards for the entire race, and is still making up enough time to put up a fight with Herbie. 24 laps on these hards. I mean, this is, at some point, it's commendable. At first, I thought it was foolish, and now I'm like, Maki, his teammate, pitted early on, or pitted later on, and got up into P4. I just don't. I can't predict where Fortis is going to finish with the strategy. We can't have any more safety cars. We've already had 3. I guess we could see. I don't know how the game calculates, like if we can have a red flag or not. See, Katie is caught up to Highwire again. Highwire also on 24 lap old tires. Yeah, I have no dude. I have no clue. This is just a very peculiar situation for them both to put themselves in. I mean, Highwire doesn't have terrible pace either, but Highwire does not have the same amount of pace as Fortis does. As Katie was looking to make a move there, I think she started to back off a little bit. I think Highwire's pace is starting to fall off a lot faster. I don't think he's as good as Fortis is at tire whispering. Because I've already seen Highwire slip quite a few more times than I've seen Fortis do so. I don't know, man. Lap 25 on these hards. He's going to go for it once again. Is Highwire going to make the pit? No, Highwire is going to stay out as well. I don't know how many pits Highwire's made. I'm not going to check while this battle is happening because Sneck has just caught up to Katie as well. Sneck on 3 lap old hards, having just pitted recently, going to make a move around the inside of Katie. Very, very easily done. 76%, 80% battery. And I think he's going to go for an overtake on Highwire as well. Hopefully there won't be any contact. The last couple of overtakes I've seen by Sneck, there's been a few collisions. Not trying to label him as a dirty driver, but he's going to go up the inside. He's going to back off. That should definitely be track limits. That for sure should have been track limits. I don't know if he got a warning for that, but he's going to make a move around the inside / outside of Highwire. There's some bold strategies from these drivers so far. Sneck is significantly more aggressive than someone like Yuri. It's what I've noticed. That was like every time there's an opportunity to overtake, he goes for it. And honestly, I can respect that because that's how. I mean, that's not how I drive. There was someone in my league who used to drive like that. I can't remember his name right now, but when I used to run, I ran a league years ago, and there was a driver who was just like that. I can't remember what his name is. It's not Sneck. But I just saw Shawnaby. Oh no, Shawnaby didn't make a move on Evans. Ryan Evans has gone to the pits on 17 lap old hards. Is Fortis finally going to make that pit stop? Yes, he is. Fortis on 25 lap old hards is finally going to hit the pits. Does Highwire stay out as well and make that same decision? No, Highwire is going to stay out and go for 26 laps on these hards. So what does Fortis even switch? Oh, Fortis has another set of hard tire. If he can stretch those tires to 23 laps, I have a hard time believing he's not just going to finish the race on this set. I think that's what he's going to do. I mean, I wonder if that's what he has to do at this point. Ryan Evans with a great strategy in P5 with these 0 lap old hards. I mean, these drivers have done a great job stretching them out as much as they can. By the logic that Fortis and Highwire have proven, because Highwire is still going and still keeping a decent pace, I think that is an RB. Yeah, that's Noel again having issues. By the same logic that Fortis and Highwire are using, Yuri and Shawnaby have at least another 9 laps before they have to pit again. And if that's the case, with the gap that they're building, because Maki is 11 seconds behind Shawnaby, Yuri could probably pit and come out P4. Maybe higher. Sheehan's going to bump the wall a couple of times and not pick up any visual damage, but Sheehan is on 13 lap old hards. Highwire still hanging on to those 26 lap old hards. Hards can do 31 laps on 50%, so they can end from here. 31 laps on hards. I've just got word that they can do 31 laps on these hard tires. But geez Louise, I mean, Yeah, Highwire is on 27. So I guess he's reaching that breaking point. But Highwire has been struggling for a couple of laps now. I feel like every time I tune in to like on his T-cam, every time I pull onto the T-cam, it's like I see a couple of issues with grip. So I guess it just depends on who. That's probably a warning for Katie as well. I think it depends on how on which tires are going to tore up the most. I imagine the left front tire is probably getting more wear than the other tires. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know. Katie is likely going to have a move around the outside of Highwire here. She does. No need to make it difficult. She has the fresher tires. She will... I don't think she'll have to pit before the race is over. Highwire is trying to fight back, nudging his way to the side of her car. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything with it unless he goes for a dive. He's not. He's going to wisely back off and let her hold the position. But that was a nice little overtake. I did see a yellow flag. I believe that was the RB of Noel again. I'm not sure what's going on with Noel, but Noel's had a couple issues. As Katie is not going to make an overtake on Sheehan. No, it was the RB of Sheehan that was having issues. And Highwire and Sheehan are going to go side by side, make a little bit of contact. But I don't see any damage. I think they're clear for now. Herbie is... Who's that going into the pits? It wasn't Highwire. It was Sheehan. Sheehan's going to hit the wall again, giving it a little kiss as they head into the pits. And just like that, we almost have full separation between the drivers. Fortis is catching up to Herbie. Highwire is trying to hold on to Katie, but he is very quickly running out of battery. Not to mention, we're reaching the point where penalties are going to start to play a factor. Which, speaking of which, let's go ahead and get an update on what the penalties are like right now. So, Sheldon B has 3, Maki has 9, Brian Evans, as Sheehan overtakes Duty, who I believe was in the... Yeah, Duty's in the pits. No, Sheehan's in the pits, I'm sorry. But Sheehan is going to come out in front of Duty. Oh, I just got a horrible cramp, I'm sorry. Yeah, so Sheldon B has a 3-second time penalty, Maki has 9, Brian Evans is 6. Katie also has 6, Highwire has 9, Herbie has 9, Fortis has 3, Sheehan has 3, Hazas has 3, and James is not even like competing in the same race anymore. Hazas also just picked up another 6-second time penalty, so yeah, I mean, 20-lap old hards for Yuri and Sheldon B. Sheldon B with that time penalty is building enough space to keep Yuri behind. Brian just got another picked up another time penalty, and Sneck just set the fastest lap of the race again, which I don't think the fastest lap has even gotten close to. Yeah, we're at a 1:32.7. The fastest lap has not been changing a whole lot. I just think it's interesting because drivers keep setting the fastest lap on hard tires, not softs. There wasn't a single fastest lap that was set on softs in this entire session. I think Duty might have a move on Sheehan coming into this next straight. Herbie has just picked up another 3-second time penalty, and I think that'll basically kill any chances he had for a top 10. I mean, that is if Sheehan can bring down that 25-second gap. Duty using all the boost that he can, trying to get ready for another move. Not going to have it quite yet. So the field's kind of mellowed out right now. The only real battle happening is the one we're looking at right now between Duty and Sheehan. Hazas just picked up another time penalty. Duty and Sheehan are going at it again. I think we might see a move here unless Duty tries to back off. He will. This is good stuff, though. I mean, this is really all we have right now. Herbie is catching up to Highwire. Highwire, by the way, is on 30 lap old hards. 30. We have finally seen the tire in fellow 2 bottle history get older than Fortis. speaking of, Fortis on 4-lap old hards is probably going to make a move around Highwire shortly because, like I said earlier, Fortis is faster than Highwire, I believe, just in raw pace. And in this situation with the tires, he should have no issues making overtakes soon. They just have to make sure they sort it out cleanly and don't have any issues because that would really stink. We're going to stick with these two for a little while. I think, yeah, Fortis is going to try to make the move shortly. Highwire was starting to defend. Fortis does back off. And Highwire will hold on for the time being. Fortis is right there, man. I mean, at any second, if he flips that switch, he's going to make that move with ease. But, I mean, you have to commend Highwire's attempts. Those 30-lap old hards have been giving him trouble since around the 15 lap mark. Sheehan has picked up another 3-second time penalty. Fortis was looking to stick around the outside, but man, Highwire is just going to sit right in the middle of the track and not give him any lanes to pass. Highwire doing everything he can to slow down his opponent, but he's not going to be able to do it for long. Fortis is able to make the move. No, Highwire is going to use that battery to launch himself forward, essentially, and not allow Fortis to get around him. But is he going to have enough battery to fight him off? He is. Fortis with that extra boost, though, trying very hard to keep up with him, as Maki has just lost the position to Brian Evans, who has a million seconds worth of penalties anyway. Brian Evans has 9 seconds worth of penalties. Herbie with 12 now. Highwire with 9. I mean, honestly, what is Highwire even fighting for right now? Highwire has 9 seconds worth of penalties and is holding up Fortis, I guess, just for the fun of it. Fortis is finally going to make that move around the outside. There's no way Highwire can defend it for that long. I mean, I guess holding on to any track position you can, but I mean, you guys are still 20 plus seconds behind the driver. I apologize, 20 plus seconds in front of the next driver. Hazard's projections is just going on the intermediates. Let me tell you, folks, of all the strategies I've seen today, that one's the best. Intermediate tires on a completely dry track. Love to see it. Fortis and Herbie and Katie are going neck and neck at it. Katie has just reached her 18-lap peak on those same tires. Herbie using the active aero and boost to try to get around her outside is not going to work. Katie is going to hold on for the time being, but he should have the advantage coming out of this turn. A much better exit. She's going to go defensive, squeezing him to the wall. He should still be able to get the move done. He is up her inside. Oh, come on, Herbie. Herbie is just asking for another time penalty, genuine. I mean, this is getting crazy. Like, every turn I'm seeing track limits. A little contact with the wall as well, but no wing damage. And Herbie started pulling away immediately from Katie. Katie is almost a second behind Herbie. She used all the battery she could in that fight to try to hang on, and she just could not, unfortunately. So that's she's going to drop. She's going to drop the P7 and just stay there for a little while, which is unfortunate for her. Sheehan is right behind Duty, though. Duty on 14-lap old hards. I think Highwire is once again going to stay out for another lap. Highwire's tires should be past the breaking point by now. I mean, if he's been struggling since lap 15 and we are now 15 plus laps later on the same set of tires, I mean, I really do think we're hitting a crazy point where, I mean, it was time to pit 10 laps ago, in my opinion. But there's no way he stretches it out to 33, right? So Highwire may have stretched it out to 33. But, I mean, with 300 seconds worth of penalties, I guess when you pit, it's more likely that your race is even more cooked. What makes it worse, though, is that he's losing time to Duty, though. Duty has been gaining. Ooh, we've got Noel again in the wall with no front wing, potentially. No, once again with a missing front wing. There's another incident we have missed. Do they go into the pits and retire? I believe that is exactly what is happening. I think Noah may end up going to the pits and retiring. Sneck has just banged the wall and gotten wing damage. That's a major issue. Sneck is one of the only drivers left without a penalty. And just got himself wing damage. Again. With the wing damage, though, still killing that gap to Brian Evans by quite a bit. Brian Evans with a 20-second lap, not 20-second lap, 20-second gap to Sheldon be ahead, who is 6 seconds behind Yuri. There's another yellow flag. I think that is the Ferrari. Not the Ferrari. There's no Ferraris left. The Audi of Herbie. Having some issues. I think Herbie has. Does Herbie have damage or something? No. Not sure what's going on. He's also just gotten another time penalty. Sneck is still trying his best to catch up and close that gap to Brian Evans. Give me just 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm back. I apologize. Samaki now within once, or not within once. I mean, he's within 1 second. I was going to say within 1/10 of the driver ahead. I think he is going to go ahead and make that move on Brian Evans. Not that it matters. I think he would have gotten it anyway, but he does have the faster pace. And with over 10 lap left, ooh, a little bit of contact once again as Brian Evans starts to go sideways. He does save it. But man, a lot of contact with Sneck. With these overtakes, Sneck's going to lose it into the next chicane. Holy smokes. And Brian Evans, they're going to make contact with one another. Sneck is going to lose that position to Brian Evans again. Sneck already has a little bit of wing damage. Potentially looking to pick up some more. As Brian Evans... I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. That was probably the most unfortunate way you could get a time penalty. That was crazy. Highwire, by the way, is on 35 lap old hards. That is actually crazy. I cannot believe he stretched out these tires that much. Yuri on 27 lap old hards. Sheldon B on 26. I mean, there's just no way they can stretch that out to the end like that. I mean, that is crazy. I don't know, man. I just had a hard time believing that they could actually pull it off like that. But I mean, there's still time. I mean, anything can happen. Look, after this race, no pit strategy would surprise me anymore. We've seen 35 lap old hard survive. We have someone in the wall potentially. We have someone running the intermediates. I mean, this is crazy stuff, guys. Sneck is once again battling Brian Evans, picking up another warning. These two need to be careful. They already almost took each other out once. Little over 10 laps to go now. There's really not a whole lot going on. I mean, Sneck and Evans is really the only battle we've got. And truly, it's just a battle of battery because their tire wear difference isn't that significant. Well, I mean, age-wise, as far as the tire goes, one player could have 40 on one tire. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I've seen Snek hit the wall a couple times. I wouldn't be surprised if that tire wear is a little bit more increased. I mean, Snek should be able to finish this race on the compound he's currently on. Brian definitely will. Shoutenby and Yuri, I'm not so sure, though. I think what will happen is if Yuri pits, Shoutenby will pit. But I think it is absolutely outrageous that Shoutenby was last coming out of qualifying. If Snek is going to finally make that move around the outside of Brian Evans. But Shoutenby was basically dead last in qualifying and is now in P2. P2 with a significant margin in front of P3. I mean, 26 seconds ahead of P3. I mean, that's foolishness. And I mean, it doesn't help that Snek and Brian Evans are fighting each other tooth and nail every lap. Oh, a little bump from Brian Evans there. But it doesn't help that these two are fighting tooth and nail to get this third place position. They're absolutely mauling each other into these corners. Brian Evans running out of battery. I think this battle might be over there. I mean, truth be told, this battle... Sorry, that's the wrong button. This battle isn't even a battle anyway. Brian has 12 seconds worth of penalties. So I don't even know what he's, like, fighting him so aggressively for. I guess to try to stay in front of Maki, but by staying in front of Maki, what are you really... Doesn't Maki have an outrageous amount? Yeah, Maki has 9 seconds worth of penalties. Right now, Brian Evans would still finish ahead of Maki. So I'm not sure what this like big fight is about. Because even if he keeps up, if he keeps trying to overtake Snek, they're gonna slow each other down to the point where Maki's going to catch up, and then that's just an unnecessary 3-car stack. As James, in dead last on 7-lap old hards, is going to set the silliest fastest lap in the history of F1. We've got another RB struggling. I don't know which one it was. I think it was it Sheehan or was it Noah? It was one of them. I'm not sure which one, but again, Yuri has had the most peaceful race of all time. One track limit warning, unless he's picked up another one in this time. I don't think he has. Ooh, Shoutenby with that 10-second time penalty. Yeah, I don't think Yuri's picked up any more warnings. Yeah, no. Katie has picked up more warnings though, unfortunately for her. 30-lap old tires, high wire with 40-lap old tires. Brian Evans with a huge snap, heading into almost the penultimate quarter. Sheehan has a 10-second time penalty. There's yellow flags. I believe that is Sheehan also. But I believe that's all she wrote for this battle. I mean, Brian Evans is going to pump all the battery he has here to try to keep up with Snek. But Snek ultimately just has the better pace and is pulling away with ease, yeah. Just don't think there's anything you can do. Unless one of them messes up this corner and crashes, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah, that battle's over, I think. Because even if Brian Evans does build up that battery again, he doesn't have the raw pace to keep up with Snek, at least not at this stage. Snek, what's funny though, is Snek has more tire wear than he does. Like I said earlier, it's not significant, but it's still more. So I think it's interesting that he isn't keeping up with him. But Yuri with... Okay, we got to talk about this. Yuri just set the fastest lap on 31-lap old hards. What are we talking about? 31-lap old hards, and Yuri sets the fastest lap. That is foolishness. That's absolute foolishness. Shaw to be 27 seconds ahead of Sneck on 31 lap old hards. They're finishing the race on this compound. If they can't, Highwire is going to have to pit again. But Highwire's race is basically over. His teammate is catching up to him now on 20-plus lap old hards. Maki has just hit the pits, 26 lap old hards, trying to keep it together. That means Herbie's going to get a free position. But I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make. I mean, a lot of these overtakes don't even mean a whole lot. Maki serving a time penalty. Maki is going back to 6 lap old hard mediums. I'm guessing the ones that were used under the safety cars. A couple tires are going to make some drivers are going to make some passes. Noah's just picked up a 3-second time penalty. I think Highwire just let Duty go. Yeah, he did. Smart move. I mean, got a bajillion penalties, 40 lap old tires. Don't hold your teammate up. Oh, I mean, that's basically it for all the fighting. Highwire's going to need to pit soon. The penalties are horrible. We have 3 drivers with no penalties, and they are all in wildly different positions in this race. Hazas has had 6 pit stops. Yuri has pitted once. Fortis has pitted twice. Highwire has pitted once. I mean, this is just crazy. 1:32.2 is the fastest lap held by Yuri currently. And I'm hearing people crunching into the walls and potentially picking up damage, I guess. I don't know. All right. Just crossed under the 10-minute mark, or crossed over the 10 lap mark, not 10 minute. Highwire has just picked up yet another time penalty, and that'll be 12 seconds of time penalties for Highwire. Yellow flags. I don't think anything significant happened. There may have just been a driver getting out of the way. Probably James. Props to James for staking it out. Hazas heads to the pits to put on wet tires. It's unfortunate that the other drivers retired so early on into things. And some of them didn't even get a chance to even, like, really compete. I know Infinity is very mad. That was a very unfortunate incident to... That was a very, very unfortunate thing to get... holy English. A very, very unfortunate incident to get into. There we go. That's English. That's what Mama taught me. But, I mean, it should just be smooth sailing from here. This is really just... It's just... I think the only action that'll happen is if somebody pits, which I don't know if we're going to see one. Highwire is just going to stay out on these old tires, which, I mean, they have got to be well into the 60s by now. And was that a missing front wing also? So Highwire has been doing all this with a missing front wing as well. That's what it looks like. I can't... Yeah, Highwire has a bit of the front wing missing. Maki's going to make a move on him soon, but like I said, it doesn't matter. I mean, he has 12 seconds of penalties anyway. Whoa! Maki with a big, big snap. James with a corner cutting penalty again. And the most action we're going to see is somebody crashing or getting more penalties. However, I do think we're going to have a little battle between Maki and Highwire here, as Maki is going to try to go around the outside of Highwire, making a little bit of contact with the outside of the car. and then finishing the move out of the next turn. Will Highwire have an answer for that? I think we just saw a small mistake from Maki. Brian Evans has just pitted on 7. Brian Evans has just pitted on 17 lap old hards. A Sheehan is going to set a 1:31.5 in the first fastest lap on soft tires this entire race. Brian Evans just got a new front wing put on as well. I think Katie's going to overtake him as he comes out of the pits. I don't know if she won't be able to hold on. So we're going to have a little bit of a battle between Brian Evans and Katie as he heads on to the softs. 7 laps to make these soft tires work. He should be able to fend off Duty behind. I think Duty's going to have a chance. Brian just picking up another corner cutting warning. He's going to go around the outside of Katie. Katie letting him by wisely. She's on 30 lap old hards. No point in trying to make it difficult. Still no signs of death from Yuri or Sheldon B. They are hanging on to those as Brian picks up another time penalty. And that puts him at, I was about to say, that puts him at 15. If they keep getting more penalties, we're going to reach the point of disqualification, potentially. So they really need to be careful. I'm giving everybody grace. This is a brand new track. I mean, no one knows this track super well yet. Not even TM at Marduk knows it yet. The real drivers don't even know this track quite yet, you know? This makes me wonder if we're going to see 1,000 penalties for them as well. Obviously, I'm joking. But imagine. It's just the Monaco Grand Prix all over again. Everyone's just getting penalties. Duty utilizing that boost mode to try to catch up to Katie as he is on younger tires than she is. Using that boost mode to catch all the way up to her. Active arrow on. Katie is going to lose that position and back off. 31 lap old tires for Haiti. What? For Kate? Nuke the whole generation. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know why I can't speak. I think I'm getting tired. But anyway, yeah, Sheldon B and Yuri really made those tires work. I'm like very impressed. Highwire is still on those 44 lap old tires. I mean, this is a ridiculous strategy. I don't know how they haven't fallen apart and burst yet. Somebody spun around. Who was that? Sheehan may have spun around. Maki and Highwire seem to be going at it, which is interesting because Highwire is once again. Oh, okay. It's one way to wave someone by. Maki's going to pick up some pretty serious front wing damage. I think maybe gave himself a little more. Yeah, Maki's just going to go ahead and pit, maybe retire even. Maki was one of the drivers that had about 1,000 penalties. Yeah, 12 seconds worth of penalties, front wing damage, heading to the pits. Noah's in the pit, or Sheehan's in the pits, changing that front wing, I'm sure. Going on to the softs. I think they're just going for fastest lap at this point. Around 5 more laps to go. 5-second gap to Sheldon B. Still strong. I really do think Yuri's got this one in the bag. I mean, he just has to keep it clean and keep the car on the track. Don't try to go for anything crazy. You already have the fast. I think he still has the fastest lap, doesn't he? No, he does. Oh yeah, Sheehan took it a while ago. But either way, I mean, you got pole. You're more than likely gonna win the race. Just keep it calm, cool, and collected, and don't overdo it. Just don't overdrive. take it home and extend that Haas championship. It's unfortunate the Haas will not be getting double points due to Taylor Bryan's DNF. However, oh no, Katie has finally stretched the track limits just a bit too much and picked up another 3-second time penalty. Yeah, that gap between Sheldon B and Yuri is starting to close a little bit. It was just 6 seconds. Then it went down to 5, and now it's down to 4 again. It's probably going to go up to 5 again. But Sheehan's just picked up another time penalty. My goodness, this has been an incredible drive from Yuri. Sheldon B with only a 3-second time penalty. If he got ahead of Yuri, it really wouldn't make a big of a difference unless they crashed or something. But him having the pace to catch back up to him is still crazy, considering they're both on very old tires. Highwire with the oldest tire life I've ever seen in the history of F1 gaming. What do you even do with 46-lap old tires after the race? Just like cook a steak on them? They have to be burning hot. See, Brian Evans is finally caught up to Fortis. Those 4-lap old softs, brand new ones that he just put off, but he has no battery at all, and he is not going to be able to do anything about that. This has been an interesting race, though. I mean, aside from like the latter half, right now it's, I mean, we're likely gonna see Brian Evans overtake Fortis. Brian Evans has the younger, faster tires. It just makes sense. He did just make that move done. But I mean, Yuri basically commanded the entire race. I mean, there was no I don't want to say no competition, no offense to the drivers, but there was no sweat from Yuri at all. Sheldon B again, someone I expected to have a lot of pace heading into this race. Did not disappoint. I'm surprised at the time penalty he collected, but I mean, Duty, Sneck, and Yuri are the only ones who didn't get one. I don't even know if Yuri even ever picked up a second warning. We've looked like 3 times, and we haven't seen Yuri get a second one the entire race. It's actually crazy. Yuri has gone the entire race with a single warning as Hazard's production. Hazard's Possessions has just set a 1:39 as the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Once again, stealing it from Sheehan. And as a reward for setting the fastest lap, a time penalty. 3-second time penalty for Hazard's. And they have 18 seconds worth of penalties. Beautiful. Well, we are approaching the final lap of the race. Yuri has caught up to a back marker. Dude. I cannot believe. Is that Highwire in front of? Yeah, Highwire is in front of Yuri. I cannot believe Highwire has been on these tires for almost 50 laps. Honestly, I wonder if getting overtaken by Yuri here is a good thing, so he can just go ahead and end the lap early and not get a puncture. So he lets Yuri through, and now, once he crosses the finish line, his race is over, I believe. I mean, this is just foolishness. I cannot believe Highwire made these tires work for 48 laps. That is one of the goofiest things I have ever seen in my life, and I am in awe almost. Hazas with a 10-second time penalty of speeding in the pit lane. 28 seconds of time penalties for Hazas. Yeah. So I think Highwire will be the first one to finish the race. Oh wait, am I dumb? Okay. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. For some reason I thought Yuri was on the last lap and my brain was not working. But this is the last lap. Yuri has to hold strong for 3 whole sectors and the race is effectively over. I mean, what a drive from Yuri though. First place basically the entire race. Only had that one stretch behind both the Williams of Fortis and Maki. Fortis ultimately dropping down the grid but not falling out of the top 10. Neither of the Williams dropping out of the top 10 though, but these penalties are going to determine so much. Highwire is going to finish the race on 50 lap old tires, which is hilarious. I love that. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life as far as F1 goes. One more sector for Yuri to get through. He's been relaxed the entire race. He's been comfortable the entire race. It's paced like no other around this track. Which is another thing. This is a brand new track. The first time Throttle to Your Bottle has seen this track, and it won't be the last. Yuri has 3 more corners. Using up that battery, rounding the final corner, Yuri is going to win the Throttle to You Bottle Madrid Spanish GP. Shawnee will finish second. Highwire is going to finish. Katie's going to gain a position from Highwire with front wing damage. Sneck will be the next one across the line. Sneck, another driver with no penalties as of right now. I'm almost positive Sneck is probably going to get one for some of the collisions, as Hazas gets another 10-second time penalty for not serving another penalty. I'm even wondering how many penalties Hazas finished with. There's got to be like 30-something. Sneck hitting the corner as he finishes the race. Herbie will be next to cross the finish line. I don't know what kind of sound effect that was. Sounded like somebody opening a pantry door. Herbie finishes in P4. Brian Evans almost didn't finish at all, but he will. I think he's going to finish. No, I think he's going to get overtaken by Fortis due to penalties. Yeah, he is. Fortis is going to finish in the top 5. No, he's not. He's going to lose to Duty. Dude, these penalties are insane. Sheehan is going to put on an incredible show, making us watch them turn left and right and slowly cross the finish line, getting active arrow for the straight and finishing in almost last place with a 12-second time penalty. What an incredible race from Sheehan 101. Ugh. Well, congratulations to Yuri. Yuri, what was that? That was quite the celebration. Well, Yuri won the race. Hazaz got the fastest lap. The driver of the day goes to Sheldon B. Sheehan has the most overtakes, and obviously Yuri is the cleanest driver because he basically didn't have to race anyone the entire event. Lap times are not super duper spread out. They're all decently close together. The slowest lap time is Tanadrin, I believe. No, it's Supertech with that 137. My goodness. Let's take a peek at the racetrack. Well, look at these. Look at the pit stops minus Hazas's. A lot of stops, a lot of tire changes. But look at these track limits, people. These track limits are absolutely insane. My word. After all that, Yuri still never got a second one. Jeez Louise. Pit stops. We're going to quickly run through all the pit stops. There were a lot of front wing changes, and I mean a lot. Almost every pit stop was a freaking front wing change. There was a lot of collision in that race. There's going to be a lot for the stewards to review, I believe. Quite a few collisions that we didn't see. Hazas ended up finishing the race with 20 seconds worth of penalties. The fastest lap, but 28 seconds worth of penalties. Oh my, that is rich. I believe that is it. I don't know what's next. I don't know what happens now. I don't know if they want me to just end the stream or like. Uh-oh. My wheel does not like when I turn it. I mean, I guess that's it. I mean, I thought there was something that happened after the stream, but unless I want an interview, I would love an interview. I could discuss how I got last place. Katie, I would love an interview. I could discuss how I got last place before the race even started. Okay. No, they can't hear you because I have the game audio. I had to change some settings, so if I go to it now, they'll be able to hear you. Say something? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I just had to change. I just had to change a few settings before I could do the. Yeah, okay.
I know what you mean.
Why can't I
I know what you
zoom?
mean.
I can't show them Discord for some reason.
That's weird. Well, all I heard that interview was that you said no as Noel. That gave me the biggest laugh I could ever have. What else?
No, it's Noel. What?
It's no, not Noel.
Bruh, whatever. I'm a. You know what? If I say her name is Noel, is it a guy or a girl?
Here's him.
Oh, jeez. Just forget it. End the stream.
And then hearts twice. At the end of that race, I was on 45% hearts.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Highwire had to be on at least a minimum of 100.
Well, mediums and softs wore really quickly. Hards not at all. To the point where, you know, after that second safety car, where some people boxed and some people didn't,
Right.
for the hards again, second set of hards.
Yeah, that's
Um,
foolish.
well, the people that boxed for the second set of hards was like, if there's another safety car a bit later on in the race, I will box back onto my old set of hards because they were only on like 5 to 6%.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
do it. That was crazy. That was one of the most interesting strategy calls. I think my favorite strategy call of the entire event was when Hazas went from intermediates to wets. That was probably the
Oh,
most.
that was Ferrari strat. Who? Ferrari need to take notes.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I mean, absolute genius stuff right there.
I know. And he won the race in reverse.
Yeah.
Technically, you won the race in reverse, but
It's because I'm it was my master plan all along. First place is actually last. Last place is actually first. You all know this.
that means I was still right in the middle. So I'll take that. Fine by me.
Professionally mid. I respect it.
That's so do I. Respect the grind. Always.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Yeah, me too. I started getting sleepy in the middle of the event. I felt bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, we chucked you in, what, 10 minutes before? Oh,
Yeah.
hello, people.
I'm still live, by the way. So am I interviewing someone or am I just ending the stream?
Up to you.
What do you mean it's up to me? What?
It's up to you. We can drag Chris in here if you want.
Oh, isn't Chris Yuri?
No. Chris is child abuse.
Oh. I don't remember it.
Should we? Oh, is he muted? Why is he muted? Right.
Yo, what's up, old man Fortis?
Young buck.
I don't know if you guys caught it, but Fortis, when you were on like 35 lap tires, I was like, someone overtook you, and I was like, yeah, well, there's not much Fortis can do because his tires are almost as old as he is.
Oh, dude. I didn't hear that bit. I heard other bits like, why isn't Fortis pitting? I was like, I've got a strategy here, man. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, it was great.
Chris.
What?
We're all going to shut up other than you and Indigo, and you're now going to have an interview that was very unconsensual, but here we are.
It was. I just got dragged in here.
Yes, it is
There you
indeed.
go. I'm going to shut up now.
All right. So now that there's definitely nobody else in this VC, Chris, congratulations on your second place finish on today's race. How do you feel after the event?
Frustrated at times because it was a bit hard to overtake people because they was using the battery, and then it came to the point where you couldn't overtake. They regened all the battery and you couldn't overtake them again. It was kind of like a yo-yo situation.
Right.
But other than that, I'm really happy.
Yeah, I think it was a good drive. You actually had pretty good pace throughout the duration of this race, and
Yeah, when I was in clear air, not stuck behind people, me and Yuri had pretty much similar pace.
that's actually what I was going to say. Because did you have a strategy like before you came into the race that you were going to stay out on hards that long, or did the triple safety car?
Well, after the third safety car came out, I was like, yeah, I can make it to the end on these because the wear's that low on the hards.
Yeah.
But when the first safety car came out, I think that was like lap 6. I was going to pit 2 laps later, so that was very close to my pit window. Very close. This is unfortunate. Everyone in front was on softs and decided to pit at the same time. So
Yeah, that's also what I was. This is less of an interview question and more for my own curiosity. What percentage did you finish on?
about 44%.
That is insanity. So I got a message in the middle of the race that Bilbo sent it talking about how hards can do 31 laps or 45 laps. And
Well, I've done more than 31. I think those hards I had did. If you include the safety car laps, probably about 40 laps.
Yeah, that's
And it was
still
still good. They still had good grip.
that's still ridiculous. It was just interesting because Highwire had been on the hards for like 15 or so laps, and I noticed he started having issues. He was sliding, losing the back end, catching itself, all of that.
Well,
Fortis.
That's also a thing with this game as well. Once tires hit a certain percentage, they go through a phase for like 2 or 3%. Once that passes, you get the grip back again. So you might just have that issue.
Oh, well, that's disappointing. That
But
completely.
you notice it more with these cars, because I think I had that issue as well, where I nearly lost the rear. But a couple laps later, I had grip on the rear again.
Dude, that I mean, I'm glad you told me that because that actually just completely killed what I was gonna ask next. But it's okay. um, what happened? Were you involved in that opening lap crash? There was like a huge crash with like 5 people.
No,
You
I was
weren't.
not.
I think that was Tenogen. Then maybe if we can get him in here, I'll ask him about it. But I mean,
Yeah, think I avoid. That was like a few hundred meters ahead of me, I believe. I don't, because I was not involved in anything. I don't believe.
yeah, that was ugly. There was like 3 cars spun around. I know I saw that's what messed up the dude, I can't remember his name. The dude that was in last place the entire race, James or something, whatever it is.
Yeah, James. Yeah.
I don't know. That was just a very unfortunate event, but I mean, kudos to you. You did almost the greatest last to first in the history of F1 with one of the funniest tire strategies I think I've ever seen. Um,
Well, when I was, because obviously with these cars, you don't push 100%, otherwise you don't have no battery left.
right.
So when I was driving, how I was driving, just driving my laps using, just getting my optimal pace out of it, I was doing like maybe 1 to 1.5% a lap wear on the hards.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Because with all the lifting you're doing, that reduces the wear a lot.
Right.
Like
And
a hell of a lot.
And even while you were doing all that lifting, by the way, you started gaining time on Yuri towards the end of the race. Like I saw the gap slowly start to come down.
Oh, I know. So I think at one point I lost like nearly a second because Nola span it on the track.
Oh my lord! Yeah,
I
no,
had to. It was before the flat out left right hander. I had to slide down to make sure I got through the gap.
Noah was having a very very hard time today. I don't know what was going on there. Noah and his teammate were having a very hard time. Both of them. I kept seeing their cars either in the wall or sideways.
Yeah.
But I mean, the only other question I'd have for you is, what do you think you're going to do next week to help remedy Yuri's or help assist you with Yuri's pace? Because Yuri was basically unstoppable. Like, dude just pulled away and just.
Oh, I know. If I was in clear out, I had the same pace. But the thing is, though, this season I'm having a bit more fun.
Okay.
So obviously, I've won the championships past couple of seasons.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if you noticed in quali what I did.
I saw you retire instantly. I don't know what
Yes.
happened.
Yes. I'm doing that every race.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And you
So far, I've had a 5th, 6th, and a 2nd.
That's actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
More ludicrous strategies from Mr. Sheldon B.
With the new regs as well, I thought it'll be a bit more fun, won't it? And so far, it has been.
Yeah. Did you enjoy having? Oh wait, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go on. What was you going to say?
No, it's nothing serious. I was going to say, did you enjoy having me as your teammate today?
Briefly.
I actually was the reason you got into second place. I secretly put Mario Kart bananas in everyone's cars.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. Yes.
Jamie didn't launch the blue shell.
I retired too fast. I couldn't get it in time.
Yep.
But anyway, Mr. Sheldon B, it was nice talking to you. Thank you for your time, and I can't wait till you get that official last to first.
It'll happen at some point. I don't know when.
For sure. Wish you have a good night, sir.
You as well.
All right, who's next?
No, you can end.
Me.
Oh, go on.
Who is that?
Fortis.
Old man.
Sorry, sir. There's an age limit. Mr. Fortis. I'm going to ask you a similar question that I asked Mr. Sheldon B. Did you know going into this race you were going to stick out on the hards for that long, or was that an on-the-fly decision based on the safety cars?
It was. I didn't expect to be on them that long the first set. I was always planning to pit with no safety cars around lap 34.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously we had the 2 safety cars. The first one was a little bit early to come in on the mediums and onto the hards, but not doing so would have cost too much.
Right.
So it put an extra probably 5, 6 laps than I wanted, but the tyre wear was so minimal it didn't really matter. Like the longer the stint was going, I was checking my tyre wear and it was like I can go again. And then coming round, I was like I can go again and again and again and again, and then it was like right, pit for new hards now till the end, and I should gain time, and it kind of worked out.
I mean, I
So
think what set you back was some of your penalties for sure. Which...
I mean, I just had the 1 3-second penalty. What held me back was high wire. I got stuck behind him for quite a few laps. Every time I went to overtake, I think he burnt all of his battery to stay ahead, and then I was just
so
getting
many
stuck
of us,
behind him.
So many of us got stuck behind him.
Yeah. So I think I lost about 6 seconds to Herbie being stuck behind high wire.
Yeah, I got stuck behind high wire in the commentary booth at some point. It was rough. He was having a really rough race though. I think he had the highest tire wear out of anyone on the grid because he was at like almost 50 something laps.
Yeah, I am very surprised that he stayed out and didn't.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Well, you can't just call people idiots, man. Yeah, can't like Katie might have to control this.
What's happening?
Yeah, you can be heard on stream, by the way, can't we?
Oh, you guys are still streaming. Oh, flip.
Yes.
I know. I'm watching. Don't you worry.
Seems to be a lot going on. What's happened? Everyone's gone quiet.
Okay, you lot. I have returned. I'm so sorry. My mother was hollering from the other room because the pizza has arrived to my house. Anyway.
Oh, good, man. Oh, good.
I don't even remember where we left off.
Where were we?
Well, I know we were talking about pitch strategies. Oh, were you involved in any of the first lap collisions? I don't think you were.
No, I actually had a very clean race. The only incident I had was an off-track 3-second penalty for the whole 100% race. I was very happy. Very happy.
Did you happen to see any of the chaos with Sneck this race? Because I saw quite a few instances.
No, I think it all happened far enough away from me that I A, didn't see it, and B, didn't get caught up in any damage. So as much as I would love to have seen it happen, I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah. I may have seen one incident from my previous neck on high wire.
Yeah, I really can't wait to I can't wait to see the clips. I am gonna look at them after the stream is over. But I mean, that's really all I've got for you for this. I'm sorry, my brain is totally shot. That was a very chaotic couple of minutes that just happened. But thank you for your time, sir. I'm actually gonna end the stream.
We thank you, dude, for coming in so last minute like
So
you did
last
today.